the hell?
Button is hit.
Here we go.
The button is hit.
What happened?
Let me turn this. Let me adjust this here.
We're live.
Yeah, we live. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Prime time. That means time when people's awake. And y'all are awake.
I like it.
You're watching Xbox Podcast News. The podcast.
We're on time.
We have news
as
here.
usual.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in as I try to get my headphones to stop being weird. Welcome to Real Deal Xbox Podcast. We do talk about the current events, and we've got some information. I got a little bit of inside stuff for you today, and this should be fun. So, guys, if you haven't, let us know your thoughts as you go. Hit the like button for us. We do appreciate it. And, of course, share it out. Tell a buddy or two about the show. Thank you very much for making us what we are. Hey, Zalker, you're the first one here. How you been, buddy? Another show, another week, another RDX.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. A lot of people were like, I don't know if you saw this before the show started. They're like, we blame Zalker for all the delays. And it's true. I threw baby carrots in the servers. I don't give a shit.
In the servers?
I did what I had to do. Yeah, right in there. Right in YouTube servers. I don't care.
That's rude. All right, well, should be fun. We got 300 people already waiting in the chat, guys. Sorry about that. It's just, it is what it is. Tim Dog is just now getting here, too. So, stuff just happened. Baby carrots really messing things up. D-Batch, welcome to the show, brother. Another week, another RDX.
Yeah, man. We got some exciting stuff to talk about. I know everybody missed us from the last show, but yeah, man, I'm excited. Let's go.
We were here at the last show. You were drunk, D-Batch. I don't know if you remember.
I was.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm already drinking. I'm not as stinky as you're drunk I am. Hey, we've also got Fonzarelli, brother. How you been? Another week?
I've been doing great, man. Yeah, you know what? It's great to be here. I was just playing some Death's Door and having fun with that. So Xbox exclusive. Very fun little indie title for sure.
Black Rona, shout out to you, brother. Super chat, $5 super chat says, welcome to the RDX ASMR podcast. Only we don't put you to sleep. We put you up on game. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Do appreciate it. We've also got Tim Dog. Shout out to you, brother. Another week. Yeah, I'm gonna turn you down real quick because you did fix some audio issues. So let me turn that down.
I think I'm on Windows 11 right now.
You're on Windows 42. It sounds like. Let me turn that shit down.
You're on RDNA 19. I don't want to hear it.
All right, go
ahead. Everyone's complaining that I'm low.
You were low. You're good now. You fixed your shit. That's good. I had you 200% volume. That's why, because I couldn't hear you last time.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, perfect now.
Very good.
All set up. Like I said, I just took an update. I think I'm on. I don't even have a freaking. Did they do a? Is there a new Windows update or something? This looks like totally different Windows.
RDX IT support. Here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna cover the Windows update and all your latest IT needs at the end of the show. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, new Windows update. Check your updates. Make sure that it's not from like a Russian CD key site. Okay. Hey, shout out to Johnny No Life as well. Check him out. He says, seriously, Xbox has so many games. How am I gonna get through this damn backlog? You're not. That's the answer. You're just not. Yep. So pick and choose wisely.
From here on out, it's just nothing but games rolling in. Yeah, you're stuck, man.
Ooh-wee.
Your backlog's messed up.
Yep.
There's a lot to play, and we're going to talk about even more today. So, man, there is. I'm going to get to it. I'll get to the topic. We got to save that for the topic. I'm psyched about some stuff that I saw today behind the scenes at a media event.
Let's do it.
There's so much stuff we're going to cover today, but I got to give a shout out to my awesome patron shout out here, and I want to say first and foremost, guys, I'm going to move in like 2 or 3 weeks. There's something just popped up where I might not move for maybe 3 weeks, but at the latest 3 weeks. And when I move, then I am revamping and putting my whole self into this. Okay, I can't split myself up between these different job things that I'm doing and all this stuff like I have been. So I'm putting my energy where really I think it needs to go. And that's towards you guys. So when I do move, I'm putting myself in revamping things and making new shit for all these guys that I'm about to name off and more, including.
I think anybody that's moved knows how tough that is. So it takes up a lot of time. So we get it, man.
Man, Fonzarelli, did you interrupt me in front of my speech on a pedestal? Really? How rude! I'm gonna throw baby carrots at you. No, I'm just saying. I haven't been able to put myself into this like I want to, right? So
how dare you? Okay, I had your back on that. Now I don't care.
That was your way of saying, "Shut the fuck up, let's go."
You're not doing anything. You need to get here and be on time for these people. Tired of this,
Hey.
dealer. I'm tired of it.
Hey,
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, I know what you're saying. Basically, I'm going to invest more of myself into this, and that's what these guys deserve. So again, when I move 3 weeks, I'm going to try to revamp and put a lot more into the Discord, the Patreon, and just the channel in general. So just keep an eye out, and I want to give a shout out to these guys. I thought they deserved to know that. So I want to start with Ricky Falan. Shout out to you, brother. Darge Knight, Max Power Plays, Faultline Z, Not Silik. We've also got Elk Dude, God's Geek. And then we've also got Bad Boy Live, Achievement, Nano Polymath Zordon, Costanza, Scout Trooper 74, KY Bob, Goose 8402, Straw Hat Khalifa, Assassin Lupa, shout out to her, Foreign Object, and I meant that Foreign Object in the Discord, man. Hit me up on Xbox sometime. Gab, Queez, Teo, John, Blue, Vec Boss, Deviator X, Real Deal Neo, Suicide King, Tasteless Genie, Michael Bong, Guillermo Cavillo, All Might, Dark CMF, and Alfonso Hogan. You guys are, you're awesome. Thank you. First topic, and we've got a bunch of good ones today. But we'll start with Xbox One and NPD, something many people said would never happen ever again. This happened in June. They beat the PlayStation 5 in June NPD, and looks like they swapped spots with Nintendo, making the most overall revenue thanks to Xbox Series S and X. Now, last time this happened, I made a video and said, hey, they won, but I don't really care. It doesn't mean it's the best platform, just like it didn't mean the PS4 was the best platform to me. But I know some of you guys in the chat really care about this panel. What do you think, Fonzarelli?
Dude.
You've been seeing this, Doc? You've been seeing this?
Yeah. I actually, I was talking about this in one of my videos, and I remember the people were talking about like, yeah, the only reason why they won the NPD is because the Series S. And I'm like, sitting there, I'm like, you understand that they said that the series that they won in dollar amount. So if it is the Series S, that means they had to sell 2 Series S's for every one PS5 because you only make 300. I'm like, do you understand that just like killed your own narrative? That's what I saw. And it's funny because I always said this. I always said that NPDs there was 2 things: either the promise of the console or a big game launches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in June, Xbox showed the promise of the future of their console. The next, like what we said about your backlog getting fucked, yeah, that's gonna happen in the next 2 weeks. There's a game coming out like almost every week on freaking Game Pass that I'm looking forward to playing. And that's what people saw, and they were like, yo, I'm gonna get all these games on Game Pass and I can play them whenever. Like, yo, I'm getting an Xbox, I'm getting a Series S even because I could just get these games. Sony had Ratchet and Clank, the thing that reviewed very well. I enjoyed it, I beat the game, and everybody was like, it's a banger, and they didn't outsell them. Like, that is kind of weird, and it's because Sony didn't show the future. They didn't show any show. They didn't have anything that really showed, hey, E3 is actually important, or even having a show like E3 is fucking important.
Well, you gotta call both sides too, though, right? Neither system could generate the consoles, the systems that they wanted to generate, but we do know that PlayStation. We called this before the system came out. We were hearing that Tim, in particular, hey, PlayStation is putting more of the units in the U.S. Microsoft are putting more in the European and other nations for the first time ever. They're really spreading them out like they would. That's why we knew PlayStation would dominate NPD at the beginning. But Bonds, NPD June, I mean, either way, we both heard it. They'll never win NPD ever. This is a quote. Xbox Series S and X are pointless. All of their games are on the PC. It's the most pointless console in the world.
Yeah. Look, I don't care about NPDs myself, but I mean, this speaks volumes, right? I mean, after the E3 showing, people saw that, hey, Bethesda games are exclusive. Oh no, this is a big deal. How many games are going to Game Pass? Just like Zocker said, it's crazy the amount of games going into Game Pass day one. People are seeing the benefits, the value of an Xbox console, and they are buying them. And that's the important thing to take away. It's not really about, hey, we won NPD. It's about, look, Microsoft is selling consoles like crazy. That's a great thing. That's a good thing for competition. I'm happy with this situation, honestly. It's a good thing, man. What else is there to say? I mean,
well, it's competition, man. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, I understand that Sony dominated last generation. They won every single time, and it forced Xbox to kind of change the way they do things. I hope this competition helps all companies around. Like, hey, I want July Sony to win, and then August Xbox to win. I don't care. I want them to bounce back and forth so they just keep competing with each other, because that just means better shit for us as gamers.
Yeah, I mean, the Xbox One S did win a couple of NPDs when it did launch, but yeah, ever since then, it's been a little rough there.
Yeah, we all hope that Sony does even more, whenever this competition's going. They see the other side is selling. They need to step it up and do some more.
Yeah,
that's what
I have a few takeaways from all of this. First of all, E3 matters because Microsoft showing up at E3 with the great presentation they had showing what we have coming down the pipeline and the big kind of advertisement for Game Pass. Like, people are sleeping on Game Pass. Game Pass really is the best thing in gaming right now. PC gamers are talking about it, console gamers are talking about it, and this is fueling the sales of the Series X and the Series S. And I know personally a lot of PC gamers that got a Series S, they didn't want to go all out and get a Series X because, you know, they're waiting to get the GPU that they want for their PC. But they were willing to put the money forward for a Series S. And a few things tipped them in that direction after E3. First of all, we know that FSR is going to be on the Series S, which is going to really help that console at 1440p, maintaining 60 FPS, and just the sheer value of that console. And then you couple it with Game Pass. To me, it's kind of obvious what Microsoft is doing. And also, I remember all the people making fun of the Series S and saying, why are they coming out with two consoles? Now you're seeing this strategy pay out because, you know, you got the Series X that has one section of the market, and you got the Series S. And combined, they're outselling Sony, driving their revenue up. So it was a good decision all in all. And, you know, boo-hoo to all the people that said that Microsoft would never win another NPD.
I want to hear from Tim. Let Tim get some words in here. Tim, your thoughts, because you're on Twitter the most, and you see these guys flip-flopping back and forth, just like they're talking about how people are talking about Psychonauts and how that game actually has really good textures and material work in it for what type of game it is, the art style. They're like, well, you're talking about how good this game looks, and it's not even nothing. When they're sitting there defending bug snacks and contradicting themselves, right? Like, you see all this stuff. So when it comes to NPD, what's the worst of it? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it caught everyone by surprise, to be honest. When the news came about, like, if you heard some people, oh, well, it's shortages, and then, like, you say that, and then you say, well, this is when you had your big AAA game. Why would you short a country like the number one market when you have Ratchet, a number one ranking game coming out? So, there was no way to, there's no way to really, boo-hoo this win. Listen, I came to, for me personally, it was a big surprise. And it just goes to show you that maybe Xbox is more here than we think that they're, we're all saying they're going to get to a certain point, and everyone was saying it was going to be when Halo hit. But I have to say, last month they had a hell of a month. E3 really, I think, opened a lot of eyes, and I think the whole week of bombardment of Game Pass, and just they had a really good E3. And then Phil put that, that post up about 360 era, and it proved true. They saw a huge, movement, and they don't like. I mean, that's exactly what he said was, we haven't seen this since the 360, and sure enough, this was their most lucrative E3 since 2000. Their most lucrative NPD since 2011, and that's when they were the market leader in the United States. So it's a big surprise, and what could you say? You just have to give credit where it's due. I think they're honestly, I think they're a little bit ahead of the game. They've had a lot of momentum moves, whether it was the Outriders, then the show. Then, Bethesda Roundtable was huge. Mm-hmm. People realize that Xbox has games and has value. And honestly, I think a lot of people just coming to... You see more and more people complaining about PlayStation 5, and then you see more of these videos like, wow, I just gave Xbox a chance, and, it's a great experience. So... I just think that the generation is going to be a big one for Xbox, and it's just huge that it's already here. They got the NPD win out of nowhere, and out of a month where Sony might have its biggest AAA if Horizon doesn't hit for the year, drop. It was number one on NPD, so shout out to Insomniac. They did great, but you don't shortchange your systems when you have a game like that come out. So there's no excuses. It's just that people went crazy for Xbox, and they did have a large amount of supply, and maybe they did put a certain amount of supply out, like I said earlier, during the generation. when it first started that they were spreading it out, and that was indeed true. But they did what they had to do.
Let me explain this real quick because we're getting there. You mentioned Game Pass and the whole Bethesda thing. And speaking of Bethesda, this just reminds me of Doom Eternal here. This is Series X Doom Eternal gameplay, obviously streamed to 1080p. The game looks insane in person, right? And this is the ray tracing mode. And this is the first game I was actually impressed with ray tracing on. I don't know if it's in this footage, but as you go further in the game, you get to certain levels and you start to see the ray tracing more in effect and all of this action going on, all reflected in real time. I've not experienced that in games before like this. So if you're wanting, of course, Doom Eternal in Game Pass right now, and along with everything Tim said, Stalker 2 and all these different great games that are all going to be hitting Game Pass, Flight Simulator, Forza Horizon 4, Halo, it's a big year for the rest of the year. You've got enhancements like this that have literally, I'm sitting there and then I'm like, I got to play some more Doom. It was hard for me to sit there and play other games. Wanted to play Doom Eternal again. This game's so good. And speaking of games, Psychonauts 2, I've been playing that for a week. So if you want some kind of impressions, I've already tweeted about it once. We'll talk about that briefly and some of the stuff going on there in the show as well. But Zach, wrap this topic up so we can move forward.
Yeah, and one of the things you said earlier, Dealer, about like the whole we don't need Xbox, we don't need it, nobody needs it, it's useless. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Even like me and Dealer have like freaking beast rigs of PCs, and I love playing on my PC, but I also love playing on my Xbox. Like Xbox has some exclusive Game Pass games on the Xbox. They really do. They have Xbox games on there on Game Pass that are not on PC.
I'm just laughing that you said you play Xbox. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
just messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you.
My bad.
You triggered him really quick. I heard him. I heard him. Like,
I know. I was like, you son of a bitch. I just laugh at that because it's like I've said this in my videos that I love being able to pick up on my Xbox, play my games, go to my PC, play my games, then go on my tablet when I'm not home and play my games, tablet. And it's all there over on the cloud or whatever. Every save just follows you, like it's insane.
Hey, real quick, I just, I don't want to get into any type of discussion with this, but I just want to put this out there. Just imagine with all these consoles they're selling, just how much Game Pass is growing. That's awesome. Man.
Yeah, because there's a free trial in every one of them shits. So when you open up your Series S and it's got the little wrapper, hold back next gen with us, and then under that, you dig down through there and you find the little trial to Game Pass and again, phenomenal systems. I've got them. I've experienced them. Series S is a little powerhouse. Just don't, that's the one they should have talked about burning stuff down though, because that thing gets hot, but it's quiet, so it's very, very capable for what it is. NBA 2K21 looks pretty damn good on it. I think it's just lower resolution.
Hey, Dealer, did you get to the part in Doom Eternal where you're in the buildings and it has like kind of like the mirror and you're fighting enemies and the ray tracing on the mirror is like real time fighting?
Well, there's a whole environment that's covered in that kind of steel,
Yeah, that part, bro. I freaking sat there for 20 minutes just shooting him. Like, dude, this is insane. Like, it looks so fucking good.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. And by the way, really good. Shout out to 1,000 already joined us live, guys. Shout out to you guys. You make the power. You make the show go. You make it what it is. So thank you very much. Hit the like button if you haven't. Let's try to get closer to 1,000 likes for the show. And of course, tell a friend, tell a buddy. We do appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll get to the chat and say hi and answer some questions throughout the show, hopefully. Let me get a few of these super chats here from some other guys here supporting the show. Starting with Brian Hopkins, he does say game season is starting, and he can't wait to dive into all the new games, all the new releases. He's looking forward to the show. Let's go. Thank you so much, sir. We've also got Chaos Mite. He says Xbox is the best box, outselling the. He's talking about outselling the other plastic boxes. Oh no. Yeah, they definitely generated the most revenue, which I forgot all about NPD until this happened. I was like, oh, crap, that is a thing. I remember when people used to go back and forth about this shit every month. Dark CMF, shout out to you, brother. You've been hiding offline. He says, Greek freak for the win. Yes, Giannis. He says, let's go Bucks. Let's go RDX. Twitter. It's so funny seeing people talk about this on the show because I've become a basketball fan again. Twitter ponies. Yeah, it's been a while, man. He says Twitter ponies ranting about that Horizon 5 cannot be gameplay. Yeah, they're still talking about that? There's no way, bro. He says, dealer brother. He says moving sucks. Yeah, hang in there. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And we'll get one more, and I'll come back to these guys. We've also got Flapjack Juice. Shout out to you, Flapjack Juice. It says Microsoft reinforced the cloud and smashed Smash sales. Yes, they are going to back everything they're doing with the cloud element as well, which a lot of people don't really talk about. They don't think about that, how xCloud kind of feeds into itself. But let's go forward. Let's move forward a topic. I want to move forward to Psychonauts 2 real quick.
Yeah.
That's the game coming out in August. And I've been playing it for a week. There is also some drama behind this game. I'll say the same thing I said on Twitter because you're not allowed to say a whole lot. I was impressed by the materials work from a technical aspect. The game on that scale, which I'll come back to in a second, is technically impressive in a few ways for me because I did not expect a game, while they kind of retained their original Xbox character models, right? Because it's still Psychonauts, but the texture work in the game and the materials work in the levels, I was impressed by, just because I didn't expect it because of the way the game looked, right? From the outside in. Somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience with the IP. So I was impressed by that. The controls, the platforming felt good. It's kind of going to cut Tim Schafer kind of zany. If you play Brutal Legend, I beat that game. You kind of got an idea of what Tim Schafer puts out there. It's kind of unique. But there's some controversy out there with the PS5 version. This game used to be a Kickstarter game. So they were contractually obligated to supply the PS4 version of the game. That's when the contract was written. So they do not have to code the PS5 version of the game like they did with Xbox. Therefore, PlayStation 5 is running a PS4 version of the game, and Series S is outperforming it because it's actually patched for the Series S. And people are really mad about that, even though graphics didn't matter 8 months ago before any of these consoles came out. So, that's something that's been going on Twitter. They are not contractually obligated to create a PS5 version, so they did not do that. They did what a lot of third parties did on both PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. They just enabled a Xbox One or PS4 version and up-res did, or just ran that old version without really leveraging anything of the new stuff. And I don't know, any particular thoughts on this real quick?
Did they start a pointless petition?
I think they did. They usually do, don't they, Fonz?
Yeah, they usually do, and it doesn't work, people. So just stop these stupid signatures.
Yeah, because the game was much smaller initially. It was a Kickstarter. Microsoft came in and pumped in a bunch of money and actually upgraded the game because they wanted a better, higher quality product. And
how much total
that's why
did
they
they
didn't
spend
have to
on
do
this, though? Because I keep seeing the dollar amount of $3 million being thrown around.
I don't know, but I do know the game is selling. That's why I'm going to come back to the scale because I looked at the store and the game is selling for $60, which, I don't know.
Wow.
You guys might want to really consider. Now, I know you're going to say Game Pass, but that's not my point. So,
no, it shouldn't.
Some of you guys are getting a Game Pass. That's cool. But if you want to buy it, maybe go for that discount on the Game Pass.
But it's a full-fledged game, though. I mean,
It
you're
is.
probably looking at least, 10, 12 hours
It's
at
pretty
least,
long. It's a pretty long game from my experience.
Probably longer.
The Psychonauts game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty long.
Yeah, I've heard that you could probably get 20 out of it easy.
But
okay.
you can get 1,000 hours out of Uno. I don't know if
You mean Crackdown multiplayer?
I played the original Psychonauts, and I'm a fan of the game. I mean, it doesn't quite hold up today, but back then I really enjoyed the game. So I'm looking forward to playing this, especially it's in Game Pass, so I'll definitely be playing.
Well,
So is this more of a case of Microsoft just upgrading it for the series consoles?
Well, I mean, they literally upped the funding, so they added new bosses and levels, and that's why they've definitely enhanced the series consoles, but they're not contractually obligated to do it with anything else.
And this is also an area where we see that Sony's backwards compatibility comes to bite them in the ass, because if they had a better pipeline, they could use higher textures, higher res. It'd be easy work. So wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Trash.
it's still 60 frames per second and 1440p on PlayStation 5. But from what I'm hearing is that Windows Central said that this could be a Game of the Year contender. I don't know if it's going to be that good, but I know other people other than yourself, Dealer. I didn't really talk to you about it, but people are really enjoying this game, and I'm wondering how well received it's going to be, because I think it's going to be received well, and this is going to be the start of these games that are coming to Xbox. You got Flight Sim, Ascent, Psychonauts 2.
Flight Sim.
So you got a lot of good stuff coming, and I'm really happy that the impressions were really good. It's not really your type of game, I would say, Dealer, right?
I'm not saying that I dislike the game at all. I'm saying that it's not more my style, right? It's not as much my style as some of the other stuff I play, but
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
But I will say that I am impressed with, like I said on Twitter, the 4K materials work, the texture work. I'm legitimately impressed by it. Like I did not expect it because it jumps out at you when you see the texture
Did you
quality.
laugh
Of some of
at
these guys.
all? Did you laugh a little?
Yeah, the story, like I said, it's zany. It's kind of zany humor, and it's one of those games where you're going to sit down and you're going to enjoy the fact that every level, it seems like, actually changes depending on you're like in people's brains. You're in their minds, right? So every level is kind of different. It reminded me in a way of It Takes Two when it comes to that, because you're playing a side-scrolling platformer at one point, and then it transitions to something else and something else. So it's definitely unique in that way, and people are enjoying it. Game of the Year contender, I wouldn't know because I haven't beat the title yet, but we'll see.
Well, I know back in the day, Psychonauts, it got really good reviews. Like it was critically acclaimed. It was a huge, it was a smash hit. So
it was. It has a big cult following too, man.
Yep, it really does.
Yeah, it's not necessarily for us, but like Tim was saying, we got some other games this month, right? So I'm gonna try Psychonauts. So like I'm gonna go in with an open mind. But
why not? You got Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it might not be for everybody, but like Tim was saying, we also got the Ascent coming this month, man.
Yep,
we got Flight Simulator coming this month, and those are gonna be huge titles. A lot of people are sleeping on Ascent, first of all, and I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised with the performance of Flight Sim on the Series X, because they really optimized it and it carried over to PC. So it's a great month for Xbox, man.
But going back to your point about Psychonauts and people being upset about the whole thing, I mean, honestly, I think that, I'm sorry. I'm hearing somebody crying in the back.
Jimmy, is that you?
Yeah. So anyway, it's an Xbox game, people. If it's not as good on other platforms, get an Xbox. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric,
First of all,
Eric, real quick in the chat. D, I'll start with you on this one, and then I want your opinion on what you were just going to say. But he says Psychonauts Metacritic prediction 771. D, what do you think it's going to get? We'll go around the table real quick. Chat, let us know what your prediction is.
Psychonauts, I think it's going to get like an 85.
85.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 81. Tim.
83.
Fonz.
84.
Zucker.
82.
All right. Chat, let us know what your Metascore predictions are. We do this on a lot of different Xbox, PlayStation games that come out just to kind of have fun with it. And yes, I think last time I actually nailed Ratchet and Clank, so I think 89. So we'll see where Psychonauts comes in. And the game is, right now it feels really polished. That's what I can say. It feels like I haven't had any issues, any bugs. Quick resume works great on it. All that. And once the game releases, you'll be able to see it on the profile. Because if the game's not out, it just says I'm at home, right? If I'm playing something's not out, I'm at home, it says. So just know that. And it won't be on my card. It won't be on anything until the game's out. So nothing leaks, no achievements leak on, people's friends lists and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and move forward. PS5 version. Should people really be upset over this PS5 version? Real quick, Bonds. I mean,
no.
Is this anything new?
No. I just gonna say, if this was Sony, everybody would be saying, "Duh, of course." Like, come on, they're not gonna amplify the Xbox version over the PlayStation 5 version. So, like, it is what it is. Buy an Xbox Game Pass.
You're
Be
right.
lucky you can play it, Sony fans. I don't want to hear it.
Oh shit.
I'm joking. I don't care. Like, honestly, if it's not optimized, I mean, tell them that you want better optimization for your backup pat. There you go.
Too late now. They didn't care about old games before it came out, remember? So that's what led to this.
But they care about director's cuts.
Oh shit.
I wouldn't put it past Double Fine 2.
They'll do it later.
I think they'll do it later. I just think it's a time thing, and they have good intentions. So people who think that they're deliberately doing this, I don't think that's that. It's just a thing of timing, and I won't be. Don't be surprised if 6 months from now Sony gets their upgraded version.
Hey, time textures is better than $10 textures. That's for sure.
Time Textures, brought to you by Time Cop. He brought your textures back.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that guy's, I don't know what he's doing.
Shut up! You shut up!
I don't know what he's doing over there. Hey, let's go ahead and here. Let me get a few more of these while I'm looking at them. Dark CMF, again, he says, also Microsoft Store has Xbox Series S in stock with 2 days shipping right now. Microsoft Store.
Nice.
Go get your Series S. It's worth it. If you got kids, you got someone that, is casual and you don't want to pay a lot of money, especially, that's a perfect combination with Game Pass. Then we've got Chaos Knight again. He says, as long as Sony keeps up his business first tactics, Xbox customer first. Yeah, one's definitely more pro consumer. I would definitely say. It says Xbox will dominate again, like the 360 era. So I think that goes a long way, man. I'm seeing people really annoyed that they can't get refunds from PlayStation. I forgot that PlayStation legitimately took Cyberpunk off the store for like 6 months. How long was that? So they couldn't refund people. They just stopped selling the damn game. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, that was because of CD Projekt Red just telling people, yeah, you could refund it, and Microsoft and Sony were like, excuse me, you're telling us how to run our business, fuckface?
But don't they didn't get the money back from CD Projekt Red for the refunds though?
I have no idea how it works, but that I mean they lose out on the 30%, right? That's the whole point. I just don't. Who knows? All I know is that the game wasn't playable on the last version, like the last gen console, so that's why it was off of there. And Sony were just like, "F this," and they pissed them off. So yeah, talk about a shit show.
Zucker has a real vendetta with Cyberpunk. You guys notice that?
I do. Could have been great.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ruined that, and I was looking forward for the update, and I've kind of lost all excitement. That was just a huge disappointment.
I felt bad for you because it's really good.
Yeah,
it's a really good game. So
I hope they do.
Where's my review at, Fonz?
I've been blasted over that game so many times. People are going to my old videos telling me I'm shit and all that. So I'm not gonna
fuck them.
You had covered that game like no one else. Like you were really into it.
Yeah,
no, I mean
there's a bunch of us in the community.
You know what I mean?
It's like someone else did it too.
There's a bunch of us.
No, Fonz, I think you should do a review. Do a review 1 year later. Fuck all the haters. Who cares?
I'll do a review. Enhancements come out. How about that?
There
do
you
you
go.
think the enhancements are going to come out, or do you think that they're going to just leave this? Because
I mean, they said the enhancements.
Do it.
They have to do it. They said it's coming. They said the enhancements were coming. They have to do it,
man.
I mean, there's no reason they wouldn't. The game still sold like crazy.
I was waiting for the game to have the enhancements, and then they delayed that. So I don't know. That could be a game that they come out with the holiday, hopefully.
It's very playable now. I mean, there's really no big issues or anything.
I see one. He says Sony's shout out to him with Super Chat. He says Sony's refund policy and system non-existent. They have brand people. Oh, they ban people's accounts for requesting refunds. That's insane.
They ban people's accounts for requesting refunds on it.
Yeah.
What?
And they lock you out.
How come people aren't like? Where are these big giant YouTubers that are trying to fucking hate railroad these companies all the time, like Microsoft especially? Even when they're not really doing anything bad here recently, but then this happens and you don't really hear them on Sony.
They all got Sony chairs, man.
Damn it!
No, that's not true. There were some people that actually had made a couple of videos. There's also a couple of threads. They are known.
I mean, Tim, there were more videos made on Fallout 76 than this fucking you're banned because you want a refund.
I agree, but there have been people that have tried to, combat this. But like Sony really does have that reputation of notoriously being crappy about the refunds, and they've had some situations where people really had issues. And they got their refund, and then the next day they're banned. And that's honestly, that's another subject for another time. But digital rights and digital gaming and stuff like that's gonna have to come to a, if you buy a game, you should have more say. You shouldn't be able to be locked out of your content because you used a curse word or something like that. So at the very least, you could play your game offline or something like that. So that's another another discussion at another time.
Playing Cyberpunk offline, no patches. Fuck.
Just floating around.
But seriously, they have a bad reputation, and Xbox has such. I mean, listen. Anytime I had a thing with Xbox, it literally took me like 3 minutes, and I got handled. Yep. It's like there's no problem there.
Yeah, I've gotten 3 refunds on Xbox, no problem whatsoever. Literally, 2 of them were emails. The other one, they actually wanted to talk to me because I played it for more than 2 hours, and that was Monster Hunter World. And I told them, I was like, listen, this game's trash. I just don't want it. They were like, okay.
Hey, Zim says, I don't know, I'm just going to say she because your picture. She says that she was actually banned for this, right? and that is not acceptable. Not acceptable. Full Stock says
Fans are asking for a
they
refund.
wear PlayStation shoes. Yes, King Destruction, shout out to you, brother. Eternal Umbra, shout out to you. Icy One again, shout out to you. Chaos for Hire, shout out to you guys. I'll give some more shout outs later. But again, let us know your thoughts on that because that's not acceptable. And shout out to 1,300 plus already watching, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. Got to say it 47 times. 45 more times to go. Let's go ahead and move forward here. Psychonauts 2, be excited for it. If you're a Psychonauts fan, I cannot see the way in a world where you are disappointed as a Psychonauts fan. I just don't see it existing. The game, especially if you got a series console, like from a technical aspect, it seemed very polished. It seemed nice. Jeff Grubb, by the way. We'll run over this. This is, while not very specific, Zauker is still something interesting, and we know one Western company that is doing a lot of this. Jeff Grubb says there's rumors of a Western company investing heavily into Japanese company. This, we know Microsoft set up hubs and they've got different companies around. This is one reason I think Tencent are investing in everybody, because if you kind of take a majority stake, you take control over time, then you can buy stuff through a company that you own that owns a different company that you own. It's really you. Your arm just got way longer, and legally you can now acquire companies in that region if they do have those anti-sell to North America clause that a lot of Japanese companies have or Japan has. You can kind of buy stuff that's not really supposed to be bought if you own stuff that's technically not American in a way, right? So I think there could be a possibility that Microsoft are swooping up some bigger Japanese companies this way. And at the very least, Jeff Grubb does say that's what's happening. There are rumors, Zauker. We know that Microsoft are buying a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, I mean, and this has been known for like a year and a half or like the last 2 years that Phil Spencer and a lot of executives from Xbox has gone to Japan a lot. Mm-hmm. And then they have like job postings out there about like a studio out there that's just gathering talent. And it's not a studio gathering talent for like building games. They're just trying to get relationships out there. It's a team that's doing that. And then you throw in, they have Tango Games now that's in Japan. So that opens them up to acquire more studios within the country. So that's something that's been going on for a long time. We've heard them say that they want to get new studios in different regions because people are creatively different in different parts of the region, right? Like Russian and everything in different parts of Europe, they make different types of games. And that's something that they've seen is that the uniqueness of like the creativity. And that's something that Xbox has talked about a lot is that they bring out a variety of games, a different type of game. Nothing is going to like, you know what I mean? I don't know. So Japanese games and studios, we've heard Kojima, we've heard a bunch of other stuff. And it's just a matter of time before these things start coming out of what's going on. And who knows, maybe it's just third-party developers that they're trying to get a relationship with. And they're investing money in them and getting third-party deals. I can see that happening too.
Yeah, my Bud the Cyborg, he says Microsoft wants developers in every single continent, every country. That's true. They do. They do. And Phil just talked about that. We covered that last week. So we'll definitely not go into that. Again, if you want more information on everything Phil said, check out my last video, check out all that stuff. But, yeah, I mean, Jeff is fairly accurate. So things do change as well. We've had, things change. We talked about Warner Brother by far before anyone else on the show, and we were hearing things, or I was hearing things back then, and then it turns out, all this stuff comes up later on, and things just change around, they move around, so that's just the nature of the beast when you're the cutting edge of this stuff a lot of times, but again, not something to ignore either. We'll come back to some of that stuff too. I want to move on to something that I experienced today. I was invited by EA to do this media thing. So they give you credentials. They basically let me see Battlefield stuff, and I can't say a whole lot, but what I can say is that Battlefield this year is way
overpriced,
cooler than you fucking think. And it's going to have elements that you didn't think it would have, and things that you didn't think it would have. Fuck, what can I say? I should have read this thing better. Basically, be really excited for Battlefield, okay? I wasn't super excited about this shit. There is much more content in this game than you ever thought there would be, okay?
Yeah,
and
you got a Battlefield chair confirmed.
Shut up, Fonz.
Yeah.
There's much more content in this game than you ever thought. And I'll tell you right now that I am looking forward to Battlefield a lot more. Now, this stuff will come out on Thursday for you guys. So I'm not sure if they'll show you everything they showed me and some of these other media thingies, but
I hope they send you a pink chair.
I hope they send you a sock you can put it in your mouth. So yeah,
I was sold on the crossplay, man. How PC players can play with Xbox and PS5.
Well, they
guys,
updated me.
Xbox.
They updated me on something with that, and I don't think this would be bad to be like said. Or they might even confirmed it since, but I hadn't heard it before.
Don't even say it. Just don't even say it.
Well, it's got to do with players and what is crossplay and what's not, and I don't see why that would be bad to say. But the Xbox One generation, that stuff, and at least in this mode that I saw, was not cross-play with the new stuff in PC. And that might carry across the regular game. They might have already confirmed that, but I didn't know that.
They confirmed that. Yeah, last gen can only Xbox One can play with PS4, and PS4, PS5 can play with. PS5 and Xbox Series can play with each other, and PC. And then you can opt out of it. That's the key point, because I see a lot of people that don't like crossplay. You can opt out of it and just play against.
And don't worry though, the player count stuff. Like people are like, well, then we're not going to find games. They got a way for you to the whole bot system, and they went more into detail of that too. That's really cool. But this other mode that they showed today is huge. Like it's bigger than the regular game, and I think to a lot of you it will be. So just be excited.
This is one of my most anticipated games. This is one of my most anticipated games of the year. I freaking love Battlefield, and after seeing their gameplay reveal and everything, I'm fucking stoked, man. I've been playing Battlefield 5. I played Battlefield 5 last night. And I played it 2 nights ago too. I've been playing that a lot, and I just really enjoy like everything that Battlefield brings. It just seems so epic. Everything is epic. Like there's just so much going on. Like you're hiding behind a building, shooting somebody, then your building's gone and it's falling on top.
They're like, bitch, you stay in that building, huh? Not no more.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Then they're updating a lot of different things there. Xbox is also the official partner for Battlefield 2042 as well. Keep that in mind. Big news. All this stuff that I saw today come out Thursday. You guys will see the trailer and all that stuff. And beta, it will be in September. Not confirmed any particular date. They did go into detail on that. I don't think they would give a shit if I said that. It's not September 1st necessarily. They said that people are assuming that, but it's not locked down 100% yet when the beta will be. But it will be in September, so just know that. I am excited for Battlefield 24 after seeing this. Like I'm legitimately excited, but not as excited as some of you were when you heard Tencent bought Crackdown developers.
Woo!
For $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
Crackdown, Crack Rock 3.
Well, hey, they saw that Crackdown 3 could have been ran on a cell phone. Might as well swoop them up.
Why the hell's that game FPS boosted or something?
I don't know.
That's a fun party game. Like, watch my review. I told everyone to fuck off in my review. I didn't give a shit. Like, I had fun sitting in a party, not paying attention to any story, blowing shit up. Like, I didn't expect it. Like I wasn't high up on Crackdown.
I think we beat the whole game together, like in a party, just sitting there, yeah, this is great. Did you do this shit?
I mean, it wasn't like an amazing game, but it was fun. Like I still had fun, even though it wasn't amazing. Just like Days Gone. Like I had fun with Days Gone, even though it wasn't amazing. Crackdown was a different type of fun.
Can we just say that I'm very surprised that they went for 3-point-something billion.
It was 1.3.
1.3.
Sorry,
that's why you were surprised.
Of course they did, bro. They have 14 studios.
When you compare it to like Insomniac and what they were sold for, it's like it's nuts to me.
Yeah, but they have 14 studios.
But they have 14 studios, and a lot of them work on like multiple games around the industry.
14 studios with like 5 people in each. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I don't know.
Like a lot.
Yeah. Well, what do they really make other than Crackdown 3? I know there's a few other games I've heard, but I don't really hear much from Sumo Digital.
They have mobile. They're pretty well spread out because I took the same tact
a lot of mobile.
You. Yeah, I took the same tact as you. I was like, what? 1.3, and I spoke to Jez, and a lot of people came in and they basically reiterated what Zorker was saying: 14 studios, 14 revenue streams, a lot of people, a lot of estate. So they are bigger than.
Well, it makes sense if you talk about revenue stream and some of these mobile games because they do make a lot of money there. So, that could be it. That could be the
and it's also, they have over, I think they have over 800 to 1,000 developers in those studios. Like they They have a lot of people, and a lot of the big thing that's going on in the industry right now is they're looking for developers, especially artists.
They need manpower more than anything right now.
Yeah, manpower, and that's exactly what they did. Is they bought a huge manpower move.
Yeah, and they have mobile games, and they're in everything. But Kirby, real quick, Kirby Louise, moderator of the show, says that the Japanese are not going to have a problem with the U.S. company buying a Japanese company game developer. He says that the laws that do exist are there to prevent the CCP from buying critical stuff such as nuclear and defense. That's crazy, man, because I've heard from somebody at Xbox about a deal that fell through because they couldn't work around some of that stuff. So maybe there's little details that I've got wrong there, but I'm under the impression that it's kind of hard to acquire some of those companies. But maybe you're right. Maybe it just depends on what kind of companies that might actually be. But I didn't know some of that. I'll have to look into that some more, but that's just what I keep hearing. But either way, thank you very much, sir. It was good to see you in the chat, too. Shout out to the other moderators, too. Lethal Pampa, Obi-Wan, of course, Kirby here, game developer, as well as everyone else that checks out the show. You guys are amazing. And shout out to almost 1,500 already watching the show, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't. Tell a buddy as we move forward. Again, Battlefield 2042 after the stuff I saw today. Super excited. Looking forward to it. Only good things to say based off what I've seen. I want to give another shout out to Boba Fett Gaming. He does say, got my PS4 Pro handy for a flight sim. Oh no. He said he's got his PS4 Pro handy for a flight sim intermission. Yeah, unfortunately it ain't gonna be there, man, but I'm pretty sure never mind, I'll talk to you about it later. And then Johnny No Life CMF says he doesn't give a fuck about if Cyberpunk is his game of the year. He had almost a flawless experience. So that's something I'm seeing, Johnny. Some people had like crazy glitches, and then Fonz, obviously, and others that I've talked to, not just Fonz. Fonz isn't lying about this stuff. Like they didn't have a lot of issues at all. I think a lot of this is blown out by a lot of the media places. But maybe I know that there are a ton of issues with other people as well. So.
I think it depends on when you played it. Depends on when you played it. If you played at the beginning, yeah, man, there's a shitload of glitches, floating phones, and some of that stuff just kind of sticks with you and turns you off. And I think the initial showing of that game and all the stuff that was on YouTube and all the videos that we saw, I think people just kind of ran with that, and that's why the narrative is what it is. I think the game is much improved. There's like barely any.
Well, it's 100% improved, and I get it. Like some people had great experiences, but I didn't have it, and I got it for free on PC, and I literally lost my save because it got big enough in a file, and if it reached a certain file size, it deleted itself. And that was literally a bug.
Should have cleaned your hard drive,
like,
bitch.
And I was like, what the hell? I've only played for like 4 hours. How the hell did the save get fucking huge? And
I just had a handful of crashes, that's all. And just tiny bugs, like guns floating sometimes, like just really tiny.
My
shit.
TV started levitating, other bugs like that. Some weird shit like that. Speaking of weird shit, Optimus Co, shout out to you. He says, great show so far, guys. Don't mess it up. You're such a fraud, Optimus. Talking to those crackheads on Twitter that don't even watch the show. Shout out to you, bro. And then we've got Horace, one more. RDX guys are great, man. I don't see, he says he don't see any drop off since Colt. Why you got to bring up? Colt didn't leave. He's still here in spirit. He'll come back on a show or two. We never know. And then he says Zocker uses his reading voice all the time. So you got a reading voice. And then Steam Deck. We're going to talk about Steam Deck. Steam Deck.
Oh, man.
What'd you
Steam
say?
Deck.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. You hear me? I've been talking. Are you live, Tim? Tim just popped out of the Phantom Zone.
No, I was saying about Japan. Just what I wanted to say was I couldn't get through. Phil's been looking to get a Japanese studio since 2018, like hard. So I don't know what the holdup is, but I don't think it is as easy as like.
It's the laws, dude. It's those things that they put in place. They have a lot of laws about intellectual property and bringing things that were created in there and outsourcing it or taking it away from them and putting revenue in other people's hands.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to what Kirby said, but I think there's a lot of other stuff too from what I'm hearing, but I'm not 100%. I don't know. Let us know, chat. Let us know if you know. And Kirby, thanks for your insight, man. It's always good to hear you speak up on what your perspective on those things too. But yeah, Steam Deck. All right, so Tim sent they did buy Sumo Digital, and I guess they're gonna make Crackdown 4.
I'm down.
On mobile.
Xbox buyout. This was actually leaked, and I don't think we actually covered this. It was something that was a bit obscure because it didn't go back to anything. Chris Charla, the guy that basically leads the ID at Xbox team, he ended up saying something on Twitter. And again, I didn't cover this because it slipped my mind, but I found it again today. I was looking for it. He congratulated someone on, being acquired, right? On Twitter. Hey, good job getting bought. And then when you click on that, it leads to something that's deleted. And I'm trying to think here. Chris Charla, why would some of this stuff be deleted? Tim, you surely know about what I'm talking about. What do you think this might have been in regards to? And who jumped the gun?
I think Chris jumped the gun, but I have no idea what it could have been. Has anybody speculated on what it was?
Who did he say it to?
It was deleted. You couldn't find out where it went.
The one time, right, where it's like everybody usually gets screenshots, but nope, not this one. Honestly,
somebody brought it up to me, and I couldn't find anything either, so I just kind of threw it under the rug.
Right, there's so much stuff under the rug.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, people kept saying there's acquisition season, so who the hell knows what's going to happen? And if you paid attention, a lot of stuff when there's acquisitions get announced in August, September. Like Insomniac was announced in September. So, Bethesda was announced in September. All this stuff. So we'll see.
Well, the next State of Play is supposedly going to show some God of War footage and stuff. So maybe Xbox will come out with this news then.
Ugh.
Who knows?
We'll see about that. Wasn't that supposed to be the last State of Play, which was absolute trash?
No. I'm saying though that if they do, maybe Xbox is saving this.
Yeah, but it's not like they have a bunch of other stuff to save.
Yeah,
there's so much stuff to save. They have so much stuff, and we're gonna go over some of that here in a bit too. There's so much stuff that they could. I could mix that topic in real quick. I mentioned Steam Deck, right? That's the real name. Yes. The programmer behind this thing said he compared it to the Series X in power, ... per pixel. Now, this is some hell of a marketing job. Per pixel.
720p?
The screen's 800p or something. And per pixel,
720.
It's not even close to fucking Series X power. Not even close. And it's not even counting the extra fucking silicon that doesn't even fuck with the resolution of the screen. So, it's not close. Please don't try to market Steam Deck as something that's powerful like a next-gen console. That's stupid, ridiculous marketing. Be smart. People aren't stupid. And treat it like what it is. A fucking.
Do you think he misspoke?
No, he didn't. He didn't misspoke.
No,
he didn't. No. He said per pixel for a reason.
Yeah, this first of all, I've pre-ordered the Steam Deck, and it is pretty exciting. Now, to say is it the same power?
Good
Series
for
X?
You.
Saying to say it's the same power as Series S is really, really disingenuous. Series S is
X.
pushing
He
1080p.
said X, not S.
Oh, well, okay. Let's just get that out of the way. Jeez. But at the same time, the Steam Deck is pretty impressive because you're going to get 720p resolution on it. You're going to be running the games at high resolution. You're going to get 60 FPS. And yes, it's 720. Yes, it's ray tracing. Yes, it's 720p. But remember, it on that size of screen and the per pixels, it'll look quite clean. It'll look good, and it's a good alternative. And to be quite honest with you, I think this is going to even help Game Pass because it is although it's running the SteamOS software, it is a full-fledged PC, so you can put apps on there. You can go to the web browser. You can access your Game Pass titles, and I think this is really going to help Game Pass and the Steam Deck. And I just think it's really interesting. This is just a really interesting device. And if you had a Switch or you're interested in getting the new OLED Switch, this pretty much kills it because just the hardware is just so much better. And I was surprised how quick it sold out, man. It sold out pretty quick, and it was hard to get. They were having all kinds of site errors, and this is the first time that I can remember in a long time that a handheld for PC really garnered a lot of excitement. We got some other stuff that's out, but it's not getting the hype that Steam Deck is, and I guess because it's Steam and all your games that you own on PC, they're already there. So it's pretty cool, man.
The Steam
It
D.
crashed their site. It crashed their like Steam site because so many people were trying to get it. I think I was on with Gaz in a party, and he was like, "I try to get it," and I'm like, "Relax, bro," and he couldn't. Like, it just crashed. But I mean, I get the appeal to it. Some people are gonna enjoy it. You get to take your Steam with you and all that. But for me, it's more like I saw it as like a cool little entry level for people to play like on PC because you can connect it to a dock and then you put it on your screen and you can play games with mouse and keyboard and just kind of without paying thousands of dollars for a PC. So that's what I saw is that like, hey, this could be like a nice little entry level. Plus, people get in on Steam sales, all that. Like, I love being able to go on Xbox sales, Steam sales, and get everything at the best value, bro. Like,
and this thing has like 16 gigs of RAM. It has the mid tier and the top tier one have NVMe drives, and even the low tier one. A lot of people kind of went over their heads. It has an NVMe drive in it too. So even though it doesn't come with
64 gigs though, bro.
But you can upgrade it.
Nothing. What are you gonna do with that?
But it is expandable. I want to address. But
even play Halo Master Chief Collection on that.
Bud the Cyborg does say technically the per pixel. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like per pixel, I get it. The screen and how much power it takes to generate that, plus what's left to run the games, right? I get what they're doing there with the that's why I say it's a dumb marketing ploy because it tries to compare it to something that you really shouldn't waste your time comparing it to. Like just market it to what it is, what it's for, right? So I don't care if it's technically accurate. It's a fucking weird thing to grasp for. It's not necessary. That's my point. But
you're gonna dock that thing on a 30-inch monitor.
I'm gonna dock it in a fucking trash can. I'm not buying one. So
720p.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that. It's all about PPI, and that image will look fine. It's just
no. But I'm talking about docked on a 30-inch or larger monitor.
Well, you could dock it essentially not just for the gaming capabilities, but to use it as a PC, right? So,
and Kirby says it doesn't have a 64 NVMe.
There is a 620.
It's not an NVMe. No,
it's flash memory.
It's flash. Yeah.
Isn't there? What is the most expensive version? 629.
Yep. US,
Yeah.
So.
The most expensive version has 512 gigabytes. The one that I got has 256, and the lower end one has 64. But they're all, even the lower end one, you can add a NVMe if you find the part number. You can add it as well. They take micro SD cards, and like micro SD cards.
Dude, I heard the NVMe
have like
for
1
that
terabyte
thing,
versions.
I heard that if you added an NVMe drive to that, it would be very expensive.
Yeah, no, I mean it's already very expensive.
No. You can. Well, depending.
You can't find that size, the size it needs and everything. They say it's very expensive.
But people that have the money, they'll invest. They'll worry about that stuff. I mean, and if people, damn, PlayStation 5 still don't have a fucking NVMe, does it? Holy shit,
man!
All right, well, anyway,
you made me spit my water out, dude. What the hell? Oh my!
Hey, shout out to Carlos in the super chat. By the way, this is the Coalition Unreal Engine 5 tech demo news. Alpha Point. Yes, we talked about that last week. That looks insane. Shout out to everybody in the super chat. I'll get the ones that I haven't gotten. I'm pretty sure I got most of them, all of them, maybe all of them actually so far. So I'm pretty decent with that. Also, let me get to this next damn topic. And somebody, who is it? Tim, I think you said, was anybody ever really read into the Charla thing? Like, have we found out who he was congratulating on the acquisition? Right? On the deleted post, we have no idea where that led, what that meant. But I just got told that, and this is like, again, this is kind of what a big part of my title is about, because I just got told today that there is a bigger announcement from Microsoft coming soon. Now, that specifically, I can't say because I don't know, but I'm currently working on that. That's something that we are going to be looking into. I'll be looking into that, but apparently it's a pretty decently sized announcement. Like, and I'm just going to lowball. He said pretty big. I'm just going to say, hey, apparently it's a pretty, it's something notable. I don't know what pretty big means to other people though, right? So I'm just told that there is an Xbox announcement coming sooner, right? And I would assume that's in the next couple of weeks, but it could be fucking tomorrow. I have no idea. But apparently it's pretty big, and it's not an event or anything like that. It's just some kind of announcement. So maybe it's another announcement on Twitter, Zalker? I mean, what could this be from Microsoft?
They're closing down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Closing shop.
I mean, the only thing I could think it could be is that they signed a third-party game with a developer and they want to talk about it, a big one, or they
announced one of those acquisitions. Yeah.
Yeah, announcing at one of those acquisitions, and if it's pretty decent, like maybe it's one studio, or maybe it's somebody like we've talked about before, like Avalanche, who has multiple studios. Like I think they have 3 pretty decently sized studios. They've made pretty good games, and yeah, maybe it's something like that. I hope it's one of the studios, because there has been we've all heard the rumors, man. We've all heard the rumors. We've all been told shit. But like, I just hope it's one of the studios that have been rumored, because it's not even about like I think it was Clobrio. He said it's not about if Xbox is buying somebody, it's when. And so it's like at this point we're just waiting for the announcement. And it's the same thing for Sony, people. It's not an if, it's when. And that's what's going to be happening for a long time, is that these studios are going to be bought up. Being a gaming studio, if you've built yourself for the last 10 years or 5 years, you're in prime position. I also hope that it's maybe Warner Brother Games, something from like WB. We've heard of Monolith, and we heard of NetherRealm and TT Games, right?
No, it's NetherRealm and Rocksteady as well. There's a lot of different shit.
Rocksteady. Yeah, and I told people, they're like, "Do you think they're going to get all of WB?" I said, "Nope, I think they're going to get a couple of them, and I think WB is going to be distributed throughout like the industry. Like some people are going to buy it here, there, and I just hope Xbox gets at least in there, right? Like get somebody."
Hey, just FTFU. He says Jeff add a Jeff Corden inspired Xbox controller. Then we've got Lucky Socks. Don't get our hopes. That's what I said. I mean, he said pretty big. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what he said. I would say just count on something notable, and then maybe hopefully in the next couple of weeks, if it's soon, that's got to be right. So we will see.
I mean, it'll help, because right now it's really slow in the news, and I think that's what it's. I think things are kind of.
Zach's running out of stuff to make 3 videos a week on.
I'll find something.
I'll go in the dumpster.
I want to give a shout out to Tony Bryant. He says, "Great show as always. Hate being late. It's my birthday. Going to get drunk. Happy birthday,
shit!" Hey, shout out to Tony Bryant. He's one of my favorite people to play 2K with.
And I have a shout out to Dave. You know who you are from work.
Yeah.
He actually texted me. He's like, "Is that you on Dealer's podcast?" And this is a guy I work with.
Hey, Dave.
Ooh, you're a celebrity.
Yes, I don't want to say his last name, but Dave, I'm glad that you're a fan, and yes, it is me.
Why? How come he doesn't already know about that, Tim? You don't have a picture of my skeleton face on your shirt when you're at work?
No, he know. We talk. He's a knowledgeable guy, but we just never talked about podcasting, and it's weird. He just must have heard of me, and I just got the text, and I just wanted to shout out Dave.
Hello, Dave. Shout out to Dave. Fonz has also heard his boss watching my videos before.
Yep. I walk in the office and I hear Dealer's voice on. I'm like, what the hell? I look down and my boss is just watching one of his videos. I'm like, I know that.
You were
guy.
disappointed. You thought I was in there. Hey, how you doing?
No.
Came down with his pants down. Hey, Dealer. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've also heard him watch Rand's videos. I heard him watch Colt's videos before. Like he watches everybody. It's
that's cool. That's cool.
Except for me. Yeah, asshole.
He better watch your stuff or you're getting fired. Hey, Tony Bryant, again, shout out to you, brother. Thanks again for the super chat. And shout out to Carlos as well for your super chat as well. Let's go ahead and move forward. But yeah, count on something hopefully in the next couple of weeks. It's the same source that, told me about the Ghost of Tsushima expansion. And I was the first one to talk about that. So he was accurate on that. We'll see how accurate this is. Jeff, we just covered the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck
per pixel, remember that? And then we can go over some more Xbox games and kind of a roadmap update from Grub as well. Now, as you guys know, we were hearing a long time ago that Xbox Live is going to be free, and that again had to hit some point in their numbers to justify this. After all, Xbox Live is a literal gate. It is a paywall that blocks you off from participating in a lot of what their software enables, which is online multiplayer and online microtransactions. It blocks revenue. It creates revenue, but it blocks revenue. And more people, the better. Active users are the name of the game. So Jeff Grubb does also speak on this, and he says that he's basically thinking that there are around 40 to 50 million Game Pass users they will actually get rid of this whole Xbox Live paywall. And that's the thinking behind the doubling of Xbox Live pricing, is they would just make you want to get Game Pass, which again was the dumbest strategy in the universe. Just let it organically grow, and I'm sure it'll be around 35, 40 million by early next year or whatever, maybe late next year. And they'll be kind of closer to that than you think. But around 40 to 50 million, they're hoping that that gate will fall and people can jump online and do all that stuff free of charge.
You know, real interesting. I want to jump in on this because when I did have Jeff Grubb on my show a few weeks back, after the show, he did really double down on that as well and say he really did hear this, that, you know, that is in the plans. And he's adamant on this. And I believe him. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say the man's a liar at all. I honestly believe what he's saying.
He got no reason to lie, right? I mean, no reason at all.
Yeah. I mean, he really doesn't have a dog in that fight, really. It's just something he heard, and he's very convinced that's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, the writing's been on the wall for a while, right? Like, we've all heard it. We've all seen it. We've seen Halo go free to play now, right? So there's just a lot of things and steps going in that direction. I think Game Pass is going to grow exceptionally well, like starting September, October. And I think they're going to even bring more games. These games coming to the service like during E3, but I could see a couple other just like signed deals coming in like around the end of the year to really push the subscription during the holiday season. I mean, Halo is going to be big. We all know that. You know, Forza is going to be massive. We all know that. But, you know, it's going to start really showing what Game Pass is next year. That's when they'll probably hit that 50 million mark that they want, supposedly.
That's a lot. That's 50 million by next year.
Well, they want 30.
End of next year. End of next year is what I'm saying. Like when Starfield comes out, right. I think they expect something big out of that.
Yeah. I think they might be around 40 million by the time Starfield.
I think
so.
I think the money saved or so-called money lost from getting rid of Xbox Live, I think those gamers would just reinvest it into Game Pass, and that revenue would increase because you'd have that person that spent whatever $60 a year on Xbox Live, and they spend, I don't know, $80 a year. I don't know how much it is in the States on Game Pass. It's a win for Microsoft. They're getting more revenue, and as well, the gamers getting way more value. They're getting all of these games that they can now play. So I think it could be a generation changing moment. I think a lot of people would switch over to Xbox with free online just for the simple fact that it's cheaper. It's more money in their pocket. And like I said, they can invest it into Game Pass.
And D-Batch, this is nuts because when you said that, it really made me think. It made me think about the PS3 and how I knew so many people that got a PS3 because they didn't have to pay that monthly charge, right? And this is going to force Sony to eventually compete, and they have to find out. They have to find another revenue. They have to create a reason for you to want to be on their ecosystem, even though they're still charging for online at that point. They don't have the juggernaut like Game Pass will have, especially by that time. And how are they going to compete with this, D? They have to not charge you anymore for online, or people are going to leave.
Well, things are in motion already. Like, people are just in denial. We see they bought up Nix's, you know, so they can do their ports for the PC. There's another revenue stream. They have their deal with Azure. So eventually, you know, they're going to be bringing their games to the cloud in a similar fashion as Microsoft. We know that they got fantastic exclusives. So if they had a service similar to Microsoft's Game Pass, there's no reason to believe that service wouldn't do well. So they have the tools to do it. I just think Sony is the type of company, they're going to make as much money as they can make, and they don't care how they make it. And they're going to go to the next transition, kicking and screaming, but they'll be ready to make that transition because they have those blocks in place. So they see the writing on the wall as well that they're going to have to change. And I think they're just waiting on Microsoft to make their move, and then they're going to be reactive.
Well, the thing is that I'm seeing is that, like, I know you were saying like 50 million by the end of, I truly believe that it could be 50 by the end of next year. Like,
I believe that.
Do you remember Tim?
I don't think it's like impossible.
No, I don't think it's impossible. What I was saying, like, I think it's more than likely because remember Tim, like late last year, he was like, I think it's at 15 million, and we were like, Jesus, Tim, relax. And then in January they announced 18 million.
Yeah.
And then in April they announced whatchamacallit, 23 million.
Right.
And now it's like, can you imagine what it is now after E3?
Yeah.
On PC, Game Pass is like, we don't have the console stuff, right? So on PC, Game Pass is like a no-brainer. It's like a no-brainer. A lot of PC players have fucking Game Pass because the value is just undeniable. And PC gamers, you know, they like all the little niche titles. They like everything. They like the variety, and they like the mass, the amount of games they can get on PC. And Game Pass scratches that itch. Like, I'm in the forums daily. I'm on the Discords daily, and PC guys are really into Game Pass.
Well, the thing you were saying about like how, and I said this earlier, like there's some games that are exclusive on Xbox through Game Pass signing. But if you looked at the E3 show, and if you look at like a lot of what they've concentrated on, everything's coming to console, but they're making it go to PC also. Like a lot of those deals they have with like Dark Tide, it's coming to PC at the same time. Hades, PC at the same time. Like they're really pushing both platforms because they want to get to that 40 to 50 million, if not more, people to join. It's like that's the whole point of this. And then if that entail gives us Xbox Live or Xbox Network, whatever it's called now, for free, like, dude, let's go. Like, who cares?
Think about it. You're basically paying for Xbox Live within Ultimate. Like, it's not really even going to be anything to us anyway. But yeah, so the more people they get on Xbox Live, Game Pass Ultimate, that sort of thing. Of course, yeah, I can see them doing away with Live. The price.
100%. You see their strategy. You see them. When's the last time you've seen them advertise Xbox Network or Xbox Live Gold? It's just I think that I've heard that they wanted 30 million by the end of this year, and that's probably looking very
Halo will
good.
do it for sure.
Yeah. I honestly think it's going to happen. In quarter four 2022, I could see Starfield putting them over. I just feel that, and I've said this for a long time, Xbox Live Gold is redundant. A lot of games right now are free to play. They've already passed that junction where they've taken the paywall down, so you don't need that. And it just gives them such a bargaining tool against Sony that I honestly feel that they're just waiting to basically get everyone migrated over to Game Pass. That's lingering. That's on an Xbox Gold membership, and once they get that over, they're gonna make the announcement. I honestly feel that it, like Rob says, I think it's most likely gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. And like I said, when they do that. Somebody said that's going to be a generation moment. They could really have a big generation moment if they do that. They'll say, and listen, that just goes to, they keep saying, we don't care where you play. We just want you playing on our system or on our network. The best way to get people to play on your network is to just open it up. And if they open it up like that and they and it just overall makes it makes everything unified. There's no PC, free.
You're not segregating your community, right?
You're not segregating community. It just makes a ton of sense. And I think that they have enough backing and financial capital to just say, even if they have to take a hit, say, you know what, the hit's going to be worth what we're gonna get down the line, because if you do that, you're gonna take some market back for sure.
Let me give a few shout outs here to the chat, because I want to kind of involve these guys more. Predator H2O, brother, it's good to see you in the chat, man. King Destruction, it's Timmy. I talked to him at a party recently, a dead version of me anyway. We've also got Full Step. Well, I'm not gonna even read that guy's names. Full Stack, Others Inc. Sean, shout out to you. We've also got Mr. Orange. Shout out to you, brother. Pong Soul, Nano, Lethal, Tax, or Tox rather, David, and Paris. Shout out to you. Thank you guys. Spider-Man 365. Shout out to you too. 356, my bad. You guys make the show go, and I'll get to the guys in the super chat here in a bit. But seriously, when that was like a light bulb when D said that earlier, and all you guys had good points. This is an antiquated model when it comes to what you're looking for. Phil said it, even the CEO of PlayStation said it. You want these active users, right? And you're going to get more of those. You're going to get more engagement. You're going to get more purchases, sales on DLC, microtransactions, and more software even when they see their friends playing a game, if you just let them play online. And when you let them play party chat even, right? They used to charge for party chat. We talked about the free-to-play paywall, and they finally dropped that years after we started talking about it. And there's progress all around the board. This is a big step to making competition definitely happen in this area, because if not for PlayStation Plus, then Games with Gold would not have been a thing at all, right? Remember that? Nope. They started giving those PlayStation games away. Microsoft said we had to respond. They did. And, this will force Sony to say, whoa, we are having an issue here. Guys are leaving our platform because they don't want to pay a $50 charge every month. We shouldn't be paying it in the beginning. We shouldn't be paying it in the first place. So
what is it going to force Sony to do?
It'll force them to eventually drop the paywall for online play like Microsoft.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
force
eventually. I don't know how long it'll take.
And they'll have to go to some type of model like Game Pass to recoup that lost revenue.
They have to do something.
My point is, though, online play will be free, no matter what they do.
It should be. Yeah, like you said, it should be. There should have never been, a paywall there for us because, the PC guys have played, for forever.
Yeah,
forever.
And two, we're not using half of the games that come out, or 98% of them come out. We're not using Azure to even play them on. When we play Battlefield this year, we're using EA servers, and we're kind of like we got to go through the gate that is PlayStation Network and Xbox Live to get there, and that's always been the case. I remember at launch, Microsoft were saying that developers could use their dedicated servers for free or something like that. I don't know if you guys recall. That was big news, and I was excited about that. I made a video. I don't know, a year or two later, like, where are these dedicated servers for all these games that were free? And I don't think that ended up happening. And there had to be a reason for that. There had to be some kind of restriction, too much control in one person's hand. I don't know, but I want to see at least that stuff go free like it should be because they make more than enough money off of you when you're playing their game.
I just want to see Sony do something more like Game Pass, day and date,
they will.
Their games.
They will.
If they do that, I'm 100% in day one. And so will a lot of other people, man. There'll be millions of gamers signing up for that.
Definitely. Jeff also says, by the way, not only is he backing up everything that we've been saying about Game Pass and hearing about Game Pass and it becoming the new thing and getting rid of that gate that is Xbox Live, but he's also talking about Microsoft and their expectations for the roadmap regarding first party. This is something that I've not personally heard anything on, so this is not really something I can say, yes, I've heard that or not, but because I haven't heard anything. But he's saying 2023 release for Perfect Dark, so 2023 for Perfect Dark, Avowed, Fable, Contraband, and In Exile, as well as the Coalition's next game. Now, that's 2023 for all of those games is what Jeff is alluding to. And I got to say, if that is the case, holy shit. That's...
Yeah, dude.
I mean, again, Perfect Dark, but in 2023, Perfect Dark, Avowed, Fable, Contraband, and In Exile, as well as the Coalition's next game. That is hard to see, to be honest. But if that happens, that's massive.
Coming off of Redfall, Forza Motorsport, and Starfield potentially next year,
and Halo. Well, yeah, you got Starfield, Redfall, and just the first party stuff.
Some of those games to be delayed, but even so, just the amount of games we're going to be getting in the next couple of years is just insane in Game Pass.
Oh, hang on! I actually misread part of that. The In Exile and the Coalition's next game could be pushed back to 2024, but that means that they're currently targeting 2023. If that's the case, even then, I wouldn't even mind if they're pushed back in a way. Though, as long as they're done, I just want them to be done and come out when they're done. Where's State of Decay 3? Yeah, State of Decay 3 was not mentioned, which is interesting because they showed us the trailer for that in 2020.
Hopefully, I hope they're putting a lot of time and effort into the third. I hope we get something with much better animations and stuff.
Graphics,
and I think they're going to push the envelope more, and hopefully that's what they're doing. They're taking their time because I did hear that they're putting a lot more money into this one.
Yeah, so, they are.
Phil is a big fan of State of Decay. This is his type of game. So,
and they've already over doubled the size of that team, Undead Labs. So not only are they getting more time, they've got the technical guys in there that are nailing that engine down. They got the experience from working with Unreal Engine 4 for the first time. That will surely be 5 by the time this comes out, and hopefully they've got some better online. The online is what ruined State of Decay 2 for a lot of people. Like if you played that by yourself, you didn't have hardly any issues. I didn't have that many issues. You might have had a few, but
jank.
I didn't have as many issues as other people even online because my NAT was set to open. But still, it wasn't perfect, and there were a lot of bugs. So hopefully that stuff is pushed up and pushed out, and maybe even a slight narrative to push the reason for going through. I think some kind of little bit more in-depth narrative would help a game like that, just in my opinion, though.
Ferris in the chat said State of Delay 3.
State of Delay 3. How dare you, sir? No, the game is fun. I like State of Decay 2, but it does get tedious at their bit, so hopefully they've made it a little more in-depth. But shout out to those guys, shout out to that team. that should surely be better than the second one, I would imagine. So, Coalition and In Exile's next title potentially pushed back to 2024, and the big releases in 2022 will, of course, be, like Zalker said, Redfall, Forza Motorsport, and Starfield, just to name the ones that we know. Where the hell's Wolfenstein at, man? They got a couple teams there.
They said they were working on the Machine Games, right? Like, didn't Pete Hines or somebody say like, yeah, Wolfenstein's being worked on, and then they're also working on the Indiana Jones game. So I don't know, man. I think he is talking about games. I think Jeff Grubb is talking about games he knows about. But I just feel like there's games that they're not even talking about yet, man. They're not even like, I don't know, man. 2022 might be insane how many announcements they have at their event, because I just see even more things coming out. Because look at how many just this year, how many first party games are coming out, like Psychonauts, Halo, Forza, Age of Empire. That's 4 at the end of this year. It's like 1 each month. I don't know, man. I think 2022 is going to be bigger than people think. And I think 2023 is just going to freaking shoot us in the face.
Hey, one thing I will say.
Why is it shooting you in the face for? I mean,
it's like a sprint.
I'm wearing a Kevlar welder's mask.
I really enjoy the fact. I enjoy the fact that we've heard about code names for certain games and stuff, but we really didn't see them until, like, Redfall, for instance.
Yeah.
We were surprised by Redfall, and it was a nice surprise, and I'm hoping the same for the IOI game with the dragons and all this, whatever the RPG they're working on for Microsoft. I'm hoping for something really.
That's another element. Well. That's another element. Yeah. Like when we say 2022, 2023, this doesn't even include global publishing.
Yeah,
like,
it does, exactly.
Or even Forza Horizon 6 probably would be,
or even
on a next gen only system. I mean, it's just. I mean, how many times have we went over this? But when you really look at it, and I know some of you guys done videos on it, when you really look at it on paper and you just look at it as a whole, it's going to be crazy.
And that's going to be 2023 would be 4 years till id Tech brings something out too.
And we're not even counting the multiplats that they have deals with inside Game Pass in the future. You know, like, it's insane. The amount of content we're going to be getting into Game Pass from here on out is just. It's flat out the best value in gaming, hands down.
Yeah, it is. Valorian, by the way, he says Age of Empires not on console. Tim, did you hear that Age of Empires was going to actually come to Xbox like it really needs to? They can make that work on a controller easy.
Yeah, from what I've heard, anything the edict was put down that anything that's on one platform should be on the other. So in the case of Gears Tactics, it went from PC to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Flight Sim, and anything that's within Game Studios will be on both platforms. I specifically asked about that Age of Empires, and I was told yes, that that's part of the plan.
People are keeping track of the game while you're in the chat. Yeah, I mean that only makes sense. And if you don't believe me that our RTSs can work on a controller, go play Supreme Commander 2. It's back in pat. Absolutely love that RTS. And it works perfectly on a controller. So people get used to that stuff. It'll work. Halo Wars 2 worked just fine on a controller.
Middle Battle for Middle Earth.
That game was fun back in the day too, man.
Dude, I loved that game, man. Number 1 and 2. Those games were great on the console.
Yeah. Others Inc. says, any of you guys seen the Coalition Unreal Engine 5 demo? The screenshot or the demo?
Yeah. I've only seen the screenshot. I haven't seen the actual running demo. So
no, I have not seen a demo either. No. So yeah, I mean, we'll update you next week on the show, or maybe in a video in a day or two on this channel, on some of that stuff, and that should be pretty fun to talk about. Let me do a few shout outs here. I'm running a little behind on these. We've got Sir X-Man. It's good to see you in here, bro. He says, if they drop a wall, will it be $10 a month? Now for Game Pass, no idea what the pricing manipulation would be. I think they're making up for that. That's why there is that 40 to 50 million user total, because they don't have to raise the price if the number of users keeps going up. And when that number stagnates, that's when the price eventually upticks, kind of like Netflix, right? So it really, look at that same model. I don't plan on the price changing anytime soon. It's just now picking up speed. Netflix has hundreds of millions of users, right? So Spooky Sprocket, shout out to you, $8 super chat. He says, good day, RDX crew from the land down under. I think I did know that. He says, where everything is upside down. He's talking about Australia. We ride kangaroos. It work, and Zalker is a Outback stripper. Shout out to Spooky Sprocket. He's always supporting the show, and sometimes he has some interesting super chats like that. We've also got Hagrid. Shout out to you. He says, "Isn't Game Pass going to be built into Windows 11?" Tim, are you seeing anything about Game Pass in there in the new update?
Yes, actually, I am on Windows 11, so I can basically confirm that. The Xbox app is different. You have to download. You have to download it, and you have to download an attachment. Looking through it, I still have my issues with the PC handling of the games. I just don't know why they make it. Why don't they make it the same thing that is on Xbox? Looking for my games right now, and I'm looking as we speak. I still have a hard time finding games. I mean, or what I own, or what the situation is.
There's literally a button in the top left that says "My Collection."
Well, I mean, I'm on it right now, and it's just, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I guess you can
Doctor
say.
got really mad real quick.
Oh no, I literally was like, "Let me look," and then I looked at mine, and I was like,
Are you on Windows 11?
No, 10.
No,
Is
I'm
it different
on
than the
11.
Xbox app?
No, they've changed it. Yeah, this is different.
Oh, I'll just say because it's already like I feel like Xbox is already baked into Windows.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit different. I just wish they, I wish they would keep the My Games as the same as it. I have to look into it. I have My Collection right now. I'm looking at it, and I see all the games, and I'm looking at like Dirt 5, and I can install. Okay, yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's definitely a lot more flashier, or from what I remember. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
He's learning it, people.
It's looking pretty good, actually.
Chat, let us know if you're on Windows 11.
I was annoyed with the collection, but now that I got to My Collection, it is definitely better. You have to hit that play button, that thing where it looks like it's like two things, and then it has it's like curved. It's like two pillars, and then one of the pillars is like curved, just like they have. But
yeah, it's a library.
Hey, Fatal Dragon, by the way, in the super chat, in the regular chat here, he says, "What do you take on this month's Games with Gold? This upcoming Games with Gold?" I actually have not seen them. Actually, what are they?
They're all my Play Anywhere games. Okay, so these are all my Play Anywhere. Yeah, this is much better than it was, for sure. So the update on Windows 11, I have to say they put the taskbar or the Windows thing right in the middle of the screen, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, I kind of like the look of this 11. Definitely different.
You're a brave man. I kind of wanted to opt into, because I like to try the new shit, but like, man, they always bork my systems in these betas, so I wasn't brave enough, man. So this is through the insider, right?
Yeah, this is what happened. That's why I was asking you, because I got the update. See, I'm set to the fastest that you can go, so you can get the I've always set that, especially on this PC that I use. So, and I forgot about that I was set to that. So I took the update today. That's why I was a little bit late. And then I'm looking at it, and I couldn't find my, where you sign off, where you say start up and the Windows button. And they literally condense it into the middle of the taskbar. And, they definitely, visually, they've done a good job here, and the Xbox app is definitely more prominent. It's it's the Game Pass specific, it's Game Pass app pretty much. But I'm looking at it right now. Once I found that collection, it's pretty good. They have the subscription, and they have all PC.
So it's basically just a flashier Windows 10. Hopefully things are easy to find.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Hey, cat, quit it.
Yeah.
She got her.
Well, they didn't just. The best thing is that they didn't just update Windows 11. They updated the Windows 10 version. Like, you can keep your achievement up while you're playing a game on your PC and hit Command G, which brings up the game core, and then you can track your achievements right there. Like, it's all right there, real time. Like, you can be like, "Oh, I'm 10% away from this."
Can we track the boredom of this conversation?
What are you doing?
We can.
Hey, shout out to Acute Perspective. He says 1.4K in the chat. He says it's a party. He says, salute to dealer. Thank you guys so much. Again, everyone's saying hi, all that good stuff, guys. If you haven't, I haven't asked anywhere near 47 times like I promised, but if you haven't, consider hitting the like button, telling a friend about the show. We do appreciate all the support you guys are giving to the show, and have lent the show over the years. And I'm ramping up guest stuff. It was a while there where I just didn't want to have a lot of people on the show because I wanted to work on the, kind of everyone who's here and kind of meld that stuff. And we are starting this back up with some guests coming in this August, right? So next month, and that'll be after I move in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to start again revamping everything up with the Discord stuff. I'm going to have new server areas for different people on the Patreon, and we're going to do more kind of game stuff and more content in general. And I want to know your thoughts on all the topics that we've covered. There are so many games, and this is the kind of takeaway of this topic with Jeff, is there's so many damn games, and these are just the ones we know about, not counting global publishing as being third-party deals, right? Like the Stalker 2 stuff or any of the IO Interactive and all that stuff. There's so much stuff that Microsoft truly have every reason in the world to give these titles as much time as they need to just create amazing quality titles like we've all wanted for years, and we've gotten some of that stuff and some of their first party stuff, but they have so much more now that the worst case scenario is you get in 3 or 4 of these more AAA style games a year, plus everything in between, and that is really the best case scenario. I mean, honestly, it's just mind blowing how far they've set themselves up, just ahead of the competition. They're years ahead, and hopefully they keep investing because this is their time to do so. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of games, but I got to put it out there once again because every now and then this has to be said. I do want a third-person action-adventure game.
Same.
Microsoft, please bring us one of those.
Yeah. That's the missing piece of the puzzle, man. Like, I let's give us fucking Splinter Cell. Give us, well, I know it's not a first party, but something in the vein of that. It's so lacking in that department on the Xbox, and I think that's where we get most of the criticism that we're just a dude shooter box kind of club, And yeah, man, we need more games like that because I enjoy those Sony games. Like, they're one and dones, but you know what? They're really good experiences, and some of these experiences are lasting experiences. I'm not going to play them a million times like Sony wants me to play them, but at the same time, I do enjoy those types of games. So.
Something just came to my mind. I can't believe this skipped my mind. See, this is like so much stuff on my plate right now. I've got the developer of Song of Iron coming on next week. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
So
Mr. Winters.
Again, we'll have the developer of Song of Iron, which that game looks legit. Coming
really
on next week, and that should be a bunch of fun. So
super cool.
I just wanted to say that while I remember it. And shout out to Husk in the chat, ACS Husk, man, hit me up if you're online later. Shout out to you, buddy. I just wanted to say it while I saw you. And I think I've gotten every super chat except for this one from Infernal Tim, your twin brother Tim. He says Chivalry 2 still rules. Thanks, dealer. Yes, sir. That game is a blast. If you guys haven't tried Chivalry 2, you might want to do so. You can do first person combat. I've shown it on the podcast.
So stupid.
It's fun. It's so stupid fun. So again, shout out to everyone in the super chat. If you haven't hit the like button, let's try to get close to 2,000 for the end of the show. And tell a friend or two. It really helps kind of spread awareness and all that good stuff. Only if you think it's worth it. We're gonna do some outros and say our piece and let everyone know where you can follow the fantastic panel because they do make some of the best content I've seen. And yeah, they're just good guys. So, Tim Dog, tell people where they can find you, man, and what have you been playing? All right.
You can find me on Twitter, Xbox. Hey! Calm down there,
Hey, everyone thought you missed it. Not just me, okay?
No.
You're good.
Got a little clock in you.
I'm going. Go ahead.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Beto! No, find me on xCloud, Tim Dog on Twitter. Recently played Injustice. Had a couple of hours free that I could play. I finished Injustice Story, the 360 BC compatible. The reason why I wanted to do that is because I never played it, and I have to say, really, really good game. It tests the time, the day of date. I mean, it's like you can still go back and play it, and there's a lot of stuff that they have that's kind of unique to that game. I played a little bit of Hitman, which looks amazing, but it's a little too slow for me. And tried out Doom, and I can't get past this one part. It's ridiculously hard. But definitely looking up for this game. I've been talking about it for months upon months. Flight Sim next week, and Ascent. So those two games I'm looking forward to. But yeah, great show tonight in the middle of the summer. Not much to talk about, but we keep it going. The fans and everyone panel, great job, and I'll see you next week.
Definitely. And also shout out to Colt in the chat, as well as crap. What was I going to say a second ago? Injustice, man. Don't that game look fucking ridiculous? It's not even Series X enhanced, but it's like, holy shit, that game still holds up well, right? It's 1X enhanced, I think now we build. But yeah, I mean, chat, if you haven't tried Injustice,
it is 1X. It is 1X enhanced. That game looks insane on the Series X.
It does, man. Mortal Kombat as well. Just so you know, I thought I was playing the next gen version of Mortal Kombat, but I wasn't. The next gen one's 100 gigs, not 40 something. So just be sure if you do have that patch that it's actually launching the right one. For some reason, that game it didn't, and but even that looked amazing from my experience. And shout out to Nano Polymath, $20 super sticker. Shout out to you, brother. I do appreciate it. Speaking of, we're doing a channel member, prize or channel member promotion for everyone that's got the kind of green names in the chat, all the special badges next to your name. We'll be giving away like half a year at least of Game Pass to some of you guys. Someone's going to win some good stuff here, and that was Nano's idea. So we're going to definitely be doing that. Probably start that in August as well. So shout out to you guys.
Win.
Yeah, can't wait to win. Fonz, you don't need it. You're going to need it because I don't think I'm surprised you bought Death's Door today.
Of course, man. That game looks great, and it is great. I've been playing it for a couple of hours now, and it's really good.
It's really that good, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell really people your thoughts on it, where they can find you, and all that good stuff, bro.
Yeah, I've been playing Death's Door. Recently just beat Blood Roots, which is in Game Pass. I recommend that. It's another indie title, isometric game, hack and slash, puzzler. It's really good.
What would you give Blood Poops?
Blood Roots?
Yeah.
Oh, I for an indie game, I'd give it a solid 8, man. It's really good. As far as this Death's Door, though, really good game, man. Like I just got into it really, so 2 hours now. I'm liking the gameplay, kind of like a basic Souls-ish type game. Not as hard, but you get some boss fights in there and stuff. It's got a cool little story. You're a little Reaper. You're taking souls, and it's really fun. But other than that, you can find me at Fonzarelli Gaming here on YouTube, making content, and my, of course, Games Talk Live every Sunday. I'm changing the time, though. I'm going up to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'll be doing that this weekend. And I'm just going to announce my guest every Tuesday here. My guest coming up on this Games Talk Live will be Ainsley Bowden of Season Gaming, so be sure to check that out. He's a great content creator, and I'll be chopping it up with him Sunday.
Changing the time.
Come by. Yeah, 2 p.m.
Damn you, Fonz.
Yeah, the 1 p.m. time slot. ILP goes really long, and some of the people that like to watch my show also love their show as well. I can't blame them. ILP is amazing, so they're my favorite show as well. So I'm going to go on after them 2 p.m.
Well, either way, if you do miss it, you can catch the show on demand, just like this one.
Yeah, and you can catch it on demand on YouTube, or if you want, on streaming platforms. I'm on everything: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. I'm out there.
Oh yeah, and that reminds me, I'll be doing that with this one probably August as well. That's when I'll be in the position.
Yeah, and if you need any help with that, man, I'll definitely help you out.
We will need to record some more skits. Me and Fonz did record some skits for the audio only version of this, and it was fucking stupid, but we're going to have to do some more of those because I'll talk to you about it then. But seriously, Fonz, great show, man. Great podcast. I think Colt was on there this week. And,
Colt was on there this week. Check it out, man.
Yeah, check it out.
Good, fun time.
And we've also got D-Batch, brother. What have you been playing, and where can people find you, man?
I've been going through Ratchet and Clank, really enjoying that game. I'm playing around with the different modes that they have in that game right now because they have if you put in 120 hertz mode, you can get like about 40 or so FPS on it, which is better than the 30 in the ray tracing mode. So I'm kind of playing with the different modes. Anyways, good game. Playing Call of Duty. I'm gonna get back into Resident Evil again. I'm gonna play through some parts of it as today it just got an FSR update for the game, so I want to see the performance on that. And I've been playing some Beat Saber on my VR headset, man. I gotta lose all of this COVID weight, man. So I've been doing the VR, and it's a pretty cool game. If you guys have ever played Beat Saber, man, you know what I'm talking about. That game is so addictive. Yeah, it was a good show. You guys can catch me on YouTube, of course, at D Batch, and at Twitter at D_Batch. I'm almost at 16K, just a little bit away. So, if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, just go over there and subscribe and get me up to 16K. We'll see you guys next week, and good show, guys.
That's crazy, man. I remember you used this at 10.
Yeah.
I remember. How long ago was that?
Last year.
Jeez.
Yeah,
slow down, D. People are gonna get mad, and then you're a cheater because they can't do it. So.
Well,
I you know what? I need to real talk. I need to invest a little bit more time into my channel. Like I know some of my subs are like, oh man, we need more videos from you. But just life with the kids and just I just haven't had as much time to put in. But like Dealer, I will be putting in some more time coming soon. So just subscribe for good content.
Definitely, and you do make plenty. You make content every week and stuff like that. So just go subscribe because he makes stuff now, and he make even more later, and it's good quality stuff. So again, D, thank you again, good friend. Just like the rest of the panel, Zalker. What have you been playing, buddy? And I know you've been playing Doom Eternal, fuck. And where can we find you, man?
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, that's great. I've been playing Doom Eternal. I'm literally
hey, chat, why Zalker tries to get the baby carrots, all that stuff sorted. Let us know what you think of some of these Series X enhanced patches. And again, if you've caught Fonz's show or anyone else's content here, if you haven't, seriously, go over there, buy stall for Zalker and check that stuff out. Zalker, are you live? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm alive. Yeah, no. You guys can find me on Twitter, Zalker87, YouTube, Zalker87. As for playing, I almost have like 3,000 achievement points this week, bro. Or this month. I'm freaking on insane, man. I beat Doom Eternal in 3 days on my PC from Game Pass. That game is freaking so fun. I love it. I got all the achievements on the Sea of Thieves Tall Tales. Finally went through all of it and got every single thing. Freaking enjoyed it. And I remember, dude, the funniest thing, right when we finished it, me and my friends, right when we finished the Tall Tale, the last one, we saw a ship and we're like, well, I mean, we're here. Might as well. We killed like 4 ships and we're like, cool. Didn't even turn into loot, just left. Well, I don't care.
I've already got 5 billion coins, whatever the fuck this.
Yeah, and then I beat all of Hive Busters. Actually, I got the achievements in there.
Did you do it with Lethal at least?
No.
Oh my god!
I asked Lethal and he was like, "I already did it, bitch. I didn't wait for you." I was like, "I'm sorry, Lethal."
Because you wanted to wait fucking 8 months.
I know he waited 6 months. I feel so bad, Lethal. You're my boy, dude. And so I played with Shady, and we did it all. And then I played Second Extinction, which is a lot of fun, man. Blowing up dinosaurs. I think that game is fun. I don't give a shit. That game is so good. I had a lot of fun with that too.
That game is so
I played
good.
a lot of games. I enjoyed it, man. It's so fun.
All right. Well, let us know if you love Second Extinction.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. And then I'll be jumping into Phoenix Point and Iron Harvest next, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then Ascent. So
did he say Second Extinction?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh. Man.
the
feel of the game is just terrible. It's the feel of it.
I think he played on PC. He probably didn't have all the latency. We had a ton of latency on the
I didn't
controller.
have any, because I thought it was good. It says early preview, so I thought there was gonna be a lot of bugs. There's not one bug, man. Like it just runs smooth. It was just nothing was wrong.
You're on a 3090.
I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, just quit with those facts. Yeah.
I did get my nice new computer, which was last Tuesday, and then I put it all together after the show, and I got to thank D and Dealer for helping me put it together. But yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Getting higher quality videos out there, it's beautiful.
Hey, Zocker, 3090 gang. Yeah.
It's runs so smooth. Of course it fucking does. You played it at 8K too, probably.
Shut up.
He's like, I got DLSS more, I don't even need it.
I'm getting like 4K native, dude, ultra at 120. It's freaking, or 140. Yes. And Doom Eternal ran at like 8,000 frames. I'm like, this thing is amazing.
Yeah, 3090 is no joke, man. And then when you flip on that DLSS switch, it's like, holy crap. I honestly tell you, I could finally push my OLED TV at the full 120 hertz that it's capable of, and it's a fucking thing of beauty, man.
What about Flight Sim?
You know what? Flight Sim on the 27th, we will be getting 60 FPS consistently in that game.
On the ground?
No, man. That update's gonna bring like 40 to 50% uptick in performance, man. It's a huge update that's
Does that
coming.
game have FSR?
What?
Does that game have FSR or anything like that yet?
No, but that could be the big announcement that's coming this week. Maybe they announce it has FSR.
That's not a big announcement.
Kirby Louise says, laugh my ass off. He bought a 3090 when the 3080 Ti is faster. He's messy.
That told Zucker not to get a 3090. He didn't give a fuck.
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah, he told me, and I was like, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
3080 Ti is not faster than a 3080.
And I love it. But I gotta say though, shout out to Shady. He really complimented me on my gaming. He was like, "Wow, you're really carrying me in all this," and it was great. Like he literally couldn't keep up with me. I was just like, Shady, it's okay. I know you're not playing too many games, so I
don't know why he just did that to you, Shady. I'm sorry.
I want to put this disclaimer out there though on the 3090 real quick, then I'll shut up about it. It's not for regular gamers. It's more for like a content creator, a developer that also plays games. If you want that strictly for playing games, it is definitely not worth the money. You're better off getting a 3080 or even an affordable 3080 Ti. It does have the best performance, but performance per dollar, it is not the king of.
And
so for us, it makes sense, but for most people, it doesn't.
It's not even my content. I also work. Like I'm an engineer. I have to do stuff. So
you don't need a 3090. Just say, hey, I wanted a 3090.
Listen. I can go with a 3080.
All right, there you go. He just wanted a 3090, and that's fucking why I got it. All right. So yeah, because your videos definitely don't need it, bitch.
Bitch, I don't want to hear it, Mr. No videos.
Hey, anyway, I'm gonna have some more videos. I'm gonna have some more videos soon.
I'm gonna do it, I swear.
Hey, shout out to Dark C. Mephi says Nano for president. Final super chat, and guys, you can find me at dealer_gaming on Twitter. Thanks for sitting here and listening to us bicker like bitches about nothing. 1,000 of you still here. If you haven't, consider hitting the like button. Let's try to get closer to 1,000 for the end of the show. Next week, I'm having the developer of Song of Iron on the show, which I forgot to mention until about like 20, 30 minutes ago, but he'll be here, and he is excited to just give his opinions about general gaming. Of course, we'll cover the game, but you know how I do guess, right? It's like they're one of the panel members, and we'll bounce back and forth and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited, and we'll have more guests in August. I've already kind of booked and said yes to a couple different people there. So we've got some stuff coming on and doing some big things. We're doing big things. We're going to do more big things in August, and we'll see you next week with the developer Song Iron. Follow me on... Junior. Shut up, Fonz. You can leave anytime you want. Follow me on Xbox Live at II_dealer_II. I can't even do an outro on my own damn channel. You hear this, man? What a fuckface. Follow me on Xbox Live at Fonzarelli, the Grounded Gamer.
Oh, you asshole.
The Grounded Gamer. I told you I didn't like that name. So, yeah. You guys, you're proud of the show. Thank you so much for what you do. Let us know your thoughts. Check out the chat. Check out the description. And again, doing more things with Patreon, Discord here next month. Doing a lot of big things there. So we'll see you next week.
We got 390s, bitches.
Oh, God. It's a wrap.